Okay, so let's continue on the second learning outcome. Okay, learning outcome number 2. So in this learning outcome number 2, we're going to explain the importance of the system development planning, describe what are the types of plans, and then also the techniques used in this stage. So okay, so in the planning stage, okay, as shown in the figure 20.1 that we referred in the previous video, there are several activities must be performed at various times throughout the system development life cycle. So one such activity is the planning. Okay, so these are the 5 reasons, okay, why the system development planning is important step in the process. Okay, so one of the reason is because of they want to have a consistency in the with the system's goals and objective. Okay, the consistency with the organization's overall strategic planning. So they have the planning, okay, they can make sure the consistency. And then efficiency, uh, the next one, okay, they want to have a system that are more efficient. Okay, so when they do plan, okay, so they can coordinate the subsystem. They have a sound basis for selecting the new application for the development. Okay, the next reason is because the company want to remain abreast with the changes in the information technology. Okay, and then they want to lower down the cost. Okay, because the duplication, wasted effort, okay, the cost, okay, they want to avoid it, all those problems. So the system will be less costly and easier to maintain. Okay, and then the last reason is because of the management. They want to better prepare for the future resources needs. Okay, so when they have a proper planning, okay, so when they have to proper planning, okay, the management can have a better future. They know the resources needs. Okay, and then they have a better prepare on the changes that may be occur. Alright. So if they have a poorly planned development effort, okay, it can be result the company will returning to the prior phase to correct the errors and also to design the flaws. If you refer to this diagram, figure 20.2, okay, so you can see each of the process they have an output that will be used to the next process. For example, in the system analysis stage, okay, the output is the system requirements. So the system requirements will be using by the conceptual design. Okay, and if let's say in this second stage conceptual design, if they have changes the scope of requirements, they have to go back to the prior analysis stage. So if in this case, when they return to the prior phase, they will be costly and also will result in delays. Okay, and also not to mention the frustration or low moral to the users and also the development team. Okay, so that's why the planning is quite important. Okay, so that they have a smooth process of the development. Okay, and then in the development plans, okay, they have 2 types of plans. um, okay, the first one is the individual project plans, that also we call as the project development plan. So this is prepared by the project teams. And then the second type is the master plan. This one will be developed by the information system steering committee. So the first type, the project development plan, so the basic is when they need to build block of information system planning. Okay, so each project development plan will be consist of cost benefit analysis, okay, the developmental or operational requirements, the human resource, the hardware, the software, the financial resources requirements, and so on. So actually this project development plan, we also can see in the chapter that you're going to learn in the project management software. Okay, so that one will be where we're going to use the software project, Microsoft project. So that I will also touch on this project development plan in that topic. Okay, and then the master plan is a long range planning document, so that's why this one is more prepared by the steering committee. So they specify the system, what is the system consists of, okay, how it will be developed, who will develop the system, who needed the resources, okay, where the AI has headed, and so on. All right, so those are the two types of system development plan. And then if you refer to the integrative case, okay, that I given to you earlier related to the shopper smart, so you can refer to table 20.1. So this is the example, the components of the master plan at the shopper smart. Okay, so that consists of organizational goals and objective, okay, inventory and assessment, the status of the system being developed, forecast of the future development, and so on. Okay, so you can go into detail in this table 20.1 in your text. Okay, so you can relate to the integrative case shopper smart. So you can see the example here, that given example of the master plan. Okay, so master plan is more on the for the long planning, okay, long planning document. Okay, and then for the project development plan, that one is more specific to the project. So if let's say they have one project to develop a system, so that development plan is specific for that development for that particular system. Okay, and then in the planning stage here, okay, in your text they also discuss on these two techniques, okay, planning techniques, PERT chart and Gantt chart. So actually these two techniques I want to discuss in detail, as I mentioned tadi, in the topic project management software, where we're going to apply this project planning in using the Microsoft project. So in the Microsoft project later on, okay, you can see the example, these two uh, techniques used in the planning stage. Okay, so in general, actually the Gantt chart you can see in this slide. Okay, so that's the visual, okay, of the Gantt chart. On your left hand side, they will list down the activities involved in the development process, and then you can see the next on your right, okay, is the bar, okay, bar drawn for the from the schedule. Okay, so they have a week starting, or you can schedule in terms of days, right? So the bar will be show the time that allocate for each of the activities. So in this bar chart, oh sorry, Gantt chart, their ability to show the graphically entire schedule for a large or complex project. Okay, so they can see the progress of the development process, the date, the status, okay, and so on. And then the second technique is the PERT chart. So the PERT chart stand for the program evaluation and review techniques. So this PERT require that all activities and precedent and subsequent relationship among them, among the activities. So they will identify the relationships. So in the critical, in this PERT chart, okay, the advantage here, they can see the relationship between the activities. So one of the advantage by using the PERT chart, they can uh, identify the critical path. Critical path here meaning the path require the greatest amount of time. If let's say is one of the activities in the critical path delay, so they will affected the whole timing of the development, so they will be delay the whole project. Okay, so that's why the PERT chart they also use as the in the planning techniques um, to identify, okay, any of the critical activities or critical path. So as I mentioned just now, these two techniques will be discussed further in the topics Microsoft project. Okay, alright, so that's end of the learning objective number 2. Okay, so I will end this video. We continue to the next video to the learning objective number 3.